Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. To actually start and celebrate that the Aries season is here, I'm going to be reading for my ATEEZ bias for Juno. So yes, I'm also going to make an individual post in my community, so you can leave your recommendations there for your favorite Aries idols. So yes, well, let's talk a bit about his energy. He's an Aries sun with the moon in Gemini, and his rising is in Scorpio. So definitely he's very interesting. I think that his life is going to always be leading him to transformation, and at the same time for him to connect with his curiosity, and his very childlike nature of always being amazed to um, new opportunities. Like there's something about him that he's always like ready to learn something new, and probably he's like someone that he cannot be content if he doesn't have like a new chapter or a new something new to discover. And I think that it makes sense because about the besides the tarot cards that I pulled for him, we have the Oracle one, that is the card of open to discovery. So definitely I think that if we have to say something about this new birthday, if his birthday is tomorrow, I think in Korea it's already the 21st, so they are already celebrating his birthday. um and I think that there's something about him wanting to go one step further and like learning something new, or daring to take new opportunities and to learn something new about himself. Probably he's the kind of person that gets a bit bored when things become a bit too predictable for him. Probably he gets a bit bored, he gets a bit annoyed, a bit uncomfortable with being in this sort of a stuck situation, because I don't see him like being this very like blunt and passionate and a bit like aggressive kind of Aries guy, but I definitely sense that he can have his moments of honesty, and he can have his moments of being a bit like being really really true to himself and to others, and being like, okay, maybe I want to keep expanding my horizons and my possibilities. Like I want to continue learning something new, learning a new skill, or going into a different gender, a different, like seeing, discovering new facets of himself. um I think his this year is going to be for him. Probably he does have a few opportunities. Of course, we will let the tarot tell us this, but probably he has something on his mind, or that he has like a sort of like idea of what he wants to do next. And I think that it's not about music. It goes beyond. Like I think it's artistic, but probably not music related. So yes, he got the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. Um, he got the Five of Wands and the Empress. So I think that yes, and also I think that there's something here about honesty. I think that I mentioned this a few minutes ago about him trying to be honest to himself and others. Here with the of Pentacles, there's something about give and take. Like, okay, like I'm giving you this and I want to receive an equal portion, or I'm waiting to receive an equal opportunity, like an equal share. So I don't know if he is actually like speaking up, because I feel like it has to do about having a few uncomfortable conversations probably, or like actually like talking about how he really feels. Probably he wants like a fair share of something. I don't know if it has to do with money, like really like finances, like very monetary kind of things, or exchange, but also it's about work opportunities. he probably wants to do something besides being an idol, besides being a singer or a performer. Like he wants to expand his creativity because we end the reading with the Empress. So there's this need of, okay, I want to speak my mind. And there's something that has been on my mind that has to do with that I want different opportunities. Like I want to receive more options for myself. I want to have a bit more of freedom to do what I really want to do. So if you're an 18, is there a possibility that actually is there a sign of some kind of dream aspiration or dream job or career or project that he had ever since he was young that it doesn't have anything to do with being a singer or a performer? Is there something else like I don't know, like sports or other arts, other ways of expression? Because there's something of I want to try this for myself. I want to do this. And also since we have the Ace of Swords, it's all about communication. So probably it has to do with speaking, So I don't know if it could be like writing, like composing songs, like writing his own thoughts and ideas, creating something with words and communication. Let's remember he's a moon in Gemini, so definitely if he is given the chance to express himself, he could actually amaze people with how fast his mind works and how good he is at communicating and how his memory and thought processes work. So probably there's something about, speaking up, giving speeches in public or being an MC or being an actor. There's something about him being more expressive and being in this role where he's seen, and I think that it's like I want to talk about this. I want to be heard because this is something that I want to do and I don't want to postpone it. Like being a bit like concentrating on what he wants, like, okay, like I was patient enough and now I want to do this for me. So probably there had been an offer. Probably someone wants him or someone actually like offer something to him, like a proposition to work on something. Probably this is why he's like, okay, I need to sit down with the people from the company, or I need to speak to the members because here we have the Five of Wands. So it seems like it's an opportunity that it's very beneficial for him and his personal growth, but at the same time that he needs to let the others know that he wants to invest in this project. Like he needs to talk to the other members, like he needs to include them in this decision making. Like he cannot make this decision on his own. And since here I have the Empress, definitely I feel like it's going to be very prosperous, actually. That actually he is going to be like very abundant this year. But the other day in my life, in my last life, we were talking about ATEEZ. I think that ATEEZ is having a concert. So, the Five of Wands could be like the gathering of all the efforts, like putting our efforts together to make something work. And also it can be friction or conflict. So I think that probably he will have to be a bit more patient. Like at the end, he will get what he wants and he will get the results that he wants because we end the reading with the Empress. But what I'm saying is that probably they do have a lot of activities or a lot of like actions that they need to do professionally as a group that probably will be a bit in conflict with what he wants to do individually. So he will have to be patient and not to get like moody if things or if decisions are being postponed because the group has to do a presentation or the group because I think that there's something about his energy. He's an Aries, so definitely he is a guy that he has the stamina, he does have the willpower, he's very strong in his body and his mind as well, so he's like, I can do both. But I think that what probably from the perspective of the people that work with him and also probably of the other members, they do worry about him, like, okay, but do you know that we are actually going to be really busy and probably is going to be very physically demanding for us, so we need to concentrate and put all our energies into making this a success. And then it's like you are not a superhuman, you're not a superman, you cannot do both things. I think he's someone that when he gets really like passionate about something, or when he gets an idea, he gets all like, oh, I know I can do it, I know I can do it. But if people around him are trying to advise him to not overwork himself, to not want to be like trying to do it all, and concentrate on one thing at a time. So there's a bit of, I think it's going to take a lot of long conversations actually for him to get it. Because I think that this is something, this proposition is something that he had been waiting for a while actually. Probably it could be like acting or something like that, and or being an MC or something about communications, definitely. Um, but there's this sense of, okay, let's not rush, like, let's focus on one thing at a time. Like, we need to be present in this process that we are working, that we are, um, it's, um, and also I think that um, he needs a bit more of realism. Somehow I think he gets really excited by the prospect, of like, okay. And I think that it has to do with money, because I have the Six of Pentacles and at the beginning and the Empress at the end. So it's about money, and it's also about feeling like he is growing and he's expanding in his personal growth, not that to be redundant, but I think that it has to do with personal or professional growth and development, and him feeling like, okay, like I learned, or I was able to master a new skill, and I was excellent at that. I think that he's looking for a way to get a certain recognition. He wants to shine more. He wants to find his, it's not about passion, it's more about finding what you are great at. Because I think it has to do with identity. He wants to do, he wants to be successful with the group, but also by himself. It seems like um, there's something about him. I don't know. I think that it probably has a bit to do. Um, I consider myself an 18, but I do not know much about their interactions because I've been reading for a lot of people, so I cannot concentrate in all of the contents that appear. So I do follow their music, their MVs, probably some TikToks here and there, but I'm not that like into consuming their I don't know, be lives and stuff like that. So I do not know how he had been feeling or how his body language or ways of expression has been, but it seems that for him it's important, at least this year, to get this sort of recognition to connect with his self-esteem. There's something about him that I have to prove my value. So I don't know if maybe in the past he was going through a moment where he felt like his efforts or the group's efforts, that they weren't appreciated enough. Like there's this sense of like, okay, we didn't get what we deserved. And this is why we start with the Six of Pentacles, him being like, okay, I'm giving 100% of myself, and I know that everyone is, but when are we going to get the same back? There's this sense of having a bit of less patient, not being so patient and understanding. And of course that he's an Aries. So there's a sense of impulsivity here. Look, like I know I have to make a change in my circumstances. And it's not about leaving the group or leaving the other guys pending. It's not about not being efficient in his role in the group. It's much more about, okay, what more can I do, or what other skills that I possess or that I want to possess can I train or can I invest on, so I can be a better artist or a better person, or I don't know, like I want to be better. I want to show my whole potential because I know I can do it. He has this need to invest in himself. I think that he's going through a sort of like transformation at the same time. I think that and yes, having a Scorpio rising, yes, you will go through transformations in your life where you will be like, oh, what made me happy in the past is now is not that. I want something more, and he wants the others to feel proud of him as well. So probably he does feel a pressure to be, I don't know, more perfect. Like there's this sense of I have to be better, I have to do better. So I don't know if maybe in the past there was like malicious comments or someone criticized his performance or something like that, because it seems like it is attached to his self-image, like somehow here with the Empress, I definitely can connect that every little effort and this that he wants to do, it has to do with feeling more content and proud of himself. Like, okay, like I like myself more now. Like I'm loving myself now. Like I'm recovering self-esteem. Like I'm connecting with my own self-value. Because I know I can do better this time. And he also wants to push boundaries a bit. He wants to do something different. Probably he's a bit bored of routine. So he wants to do something challenging. But the good thing is that yes, he got the Empress at the end. So definitely, the Empress at the end, it represents a growth in his attempts or in his projects, so I think he's actually probably he's following his intuition, like there's something about him that is making feel restless, that he's like, okay, I need to make a change in my life right now. And he could probably sound a bit like crazy, like in front of the others would be like, what are you talking about? Like, we are always constantly changing, but he wants to do something more, something extra. So yes, and then the Oracle of Open to Discovery. So yes, he is in the search of a bigger meaning. He wants to challenge himself. He wants to amaze himself. He wants to be like, wow, I'm standing here in this new path in my life that I never thought it was possible for me, and I'm making it. So he is this sort of visionary, yes. But at the same time, I do understand the other's perspective, because this is only from his perspective. It's not about what the others are planning to do or how they are going to react. It's more about how he views things. He views like, okay, I want to do this and I want to do this now. I feel like I have the need, the calling to do this, and everyone is like, really? Like, let's slow down a bit, like, let's wait, let's see, let's be cautious. So yes, I think that he also um, has a lot of learning to do about, yes, that things will come when the time is right. That there's going to be the growing and the evolution that he's hoping to achieve for himself is going to happen this year. But probably he will have to be respectful of the processes, and being a bit patient. Like, not everything is going to happen at once, like you cannot get all what you want on when you want it. There's a bit of patience, trust the process. When things don't work out, there's also a lesson to be learned there. So he needs to be patient with himself and not to push himself to the streams to prove himself or to prove his value. So yes, guys, this is all I have for Juno. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.